Hello and welcome to the Even Me podcast. This is More Speaks.
And your girl Kim.
All right, and today we have a special guest. We have recording artist Saysha Blanco. Can you say hi to the guests?
Hey, hello everybody.
And thank you for coming to our show today. And so we have some questions for you. I know we kind of had a late start. That's a little troubles, but so we got a few questions. Any question you don't want to answer, just let us know. We're fine with that. And then we got a couple personal questions and mostly artist questions. Is that good?
Okay, let's go shoot for it.
All right. So first thing, I know where you're from, but where are you from?
Yeah, I was born and raised in St. Petersburg, Florida, and I've been in the Clearwater area for about 13 years.
All right. So Florida.
Florida, sunshine.
Oh yeah.
All right. So what inspired you to get into music? Was it like some type of movement, belief, or what influenced you?
Yeah, just really like watching music videos as we were younger, growing up, and I remember like listening to Mariah Carey, writing down the words and the lyrics to it and singing along. So I think I just had fun, just like enjoying music. And I started off singing in the church. I was the little church girl that they made sing in front of everybody and always sing. And then I just transitioned into rapping when I was like, kind of like the early teenagers, maybe 13, 14. And I started taking it serious, and my cousin got me out there when I was like 18. And, as far as like performing, getting my feet wet, and ever since then, it's just been like a love of music and creativity and everything about the industry. I love it.
All right. Yeah, I read that you got your start around 7 years old, and you were influenced by R&B. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. See, I did a little research, a little bit. All right. So, in your career, what's been your greatest regret or fear, and what did you do to overcome it?
I think my biggest regret earlier on was really trusting a lot of people, in the industry. You kind of with indie labels and stuff. You run into a lot of people that mean well, but like they either, probably don't have the resources, the time, or whatever it probably was. But, I think that's the biggest thing I regret, just probably working with, the people I worked with, probably because I probably would have been a little bit further. But, it's all about timing and, you know. And what was the second part of the question? I'm sorry.
So what did you do to overcome? You kind of answered it, but
Okay.
yeah, what did you do to overcome, your initial regrets?
Yeah, just being more careful, like they say, vetting people, or kind of like, going by the actions and just moving a lot more, I'm knowledgeable.
Okay. So were you dealing with a bunch of like independent record labels or people like I know you said people that really didn't have funding and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much independent labels, they got the label. They, probably was in the industry at some point in time, got their own label thing going on. But, a few labels that I dealt with, it was either, they wanted me to do the whole teamwork thing, push everybody music, and I'm up next. Or,
Okay.
and then somebody, stuff like that, just the logistics behind it. And, if I seen it didn't work and I felt like somebody was playing with me, I always keep it moving. So,
All right. So Kim, do you have any questions before I continue?
Yes. Like that, you stepped out there to try to get yourself out there, but was pretty much some people tried to take advantage. I don't want to say take advantage, but they didn't have the right resources for you. And I'm so proud of you being so young and still pushing. Because most of the time when we get done like that in life, we want to give up and because we think the next person gonna do the same thing. But I like what I heard today. This one came from TD Jakes, and it goes back to what you said. You kept moving. It says you can be great or you can be safe, but you can't be both. And even though some people want to go in that safe zone and just avoid people because they don't know what they're gonna get, you continue to push on. And And I want to say, I love your music. I heard it. You making me want to go get some new knees and go back to when I was 27 on one of those. I'm like, there was the rock the boat, uh, that the dirty version. Anthony, what was it called? I like.
All right.
My God, you made me want to go get some more knees and knee replacements, but I love it. And this is what's happening right now. And what keeps you motivated? Being that when you get in relationships that it becomes a jealousy thing. Have you lost like relationships, just say, a partner because you continuously grinding out there to push farther? Have you lost a relationship to jealousy or envy?
It's funny you say that because I've dealt with probably like about two different people over the last span of 13 years. But like even with the guy that I deal with now, he already like understands what's going on. Like I already told him like this is not for the weak. Like literally, you have to wrap your mind around everything, the interaction, the fans, the going here by myself, the everything that you're gonna have to that embody as an artist. You got to be ready for it. So anybody that's in my life, whether it's him or anybody in the future, if it's not him, they got to understand it's all about the grind for me. And I got a son, he's 18. I always put him first, and now he's 18, and I can go ahead and keep moving. So, I think they understand that, but never really lost, any type of, I've seen a jealousy, at shows and stuff like that, but they know for the most part they got to stay in their lane because it's bigger than the jealousy, and you got to get out your feelings.
Oh, yes. That's awesome if you find somebody that's supportive like that, because that's what we've been talking about here. Being having somebody that you feel they cup, they feel you back, and yeah, that's awesome that you found somebody that understands that this is more than just us. You know what I'm saying? You're available to the world, but you're still them at home. And I truly love your music. I love what you're doing.
All
Thank
right.
you. I really
Mm.
appreciate that.
So, yeah, that's good. That's good insight because you tend to run into a lot of people to get jealous or, people that say, "Oh, I understand the industry," and then, a couple months down the line, it's like, they start getting jealous and start having issues with you, doing shows and like you said, being out, by yourself or out alone. Some of these shows, you have to start the show, practice, end the show, pack up and travel. It tends to turn into a grind. And if like you said, if they're weak at heart or they're not down for the grind, you could, lose friends and, other, mates.
That's true.
All right. So out of your catalog, right now, what is your favorite song?
I think my favorite song is right now got to be "Rock the Boat."
Okay. Yeah, that one's jamming.
Mm.
We were jamming right before you jumped on. We wanted to check all the songs out. I know Kim has been listening to it all day ever since she's got it from you.
Thank
And
you.
and then so what's your besides your catalog? What's your favorite song and why? That just any song from any artist.
I think one good song probably either "Pray" from Big Walk Dog or "Humble" from Lil Baby. I
Hmm.
like
Okay.
songs that just get me like going.
Oh
Okay.
yes, yes, yes. That remix of what is it? To finesse the remix you did. Oh
Oh yeah.
my, yes. That's my motivation in the morning now. That's my new motivation song after I get up, say my prayer, and get going. And when I'm looking in the mirror, that's my new motivation song right there. Uh,
Love that song too. I do.
Yes, many people need to hear that and understand. If they not for you, then they gotta get out the way. I love that. That goes in anything that anyone that I hear is going through. They need to push through that, because listening to that gives you that courage. It gives you that tough skin, to develop that tough skin and keep pushing. You can't just give up because some things that's going on, or some family members, some friends, or whatever, you know, do stuff.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Because when I write from like the firsthand experience. And with that finesse 2 times, when I heard the beat, I said, you know what? I haven't dropped anything, because I dropped a mixtape, months back. But I'm gonna add that on the new mixtape. So I'm excited about that track because I did the little ski mask promo video with it. I really stepped out of my box. I like it.
Too bad I can't write. I would have jumped on it too.
Well, I can be in the video when I get my new knees. I can do it on one knee. I can't do it with both, but yes, I love it.
All right. Go ahead, Kim.
No. Go ahead, Anthony. You got it.
So I wanted to ask one more artist related question. And this is one I ask many artists. If you could work with any artist or producer, who would it be and why?
I would always want to work with Jadakiss.
Okay.
And why? Because ever since I was younger, to me, everything he got on, he slid it. Like, he really, you can tell that each verse that Jadakiss do, he means it. And I always respected his craft. And producer-wise, it's a lot of good producers out there. So, probably a Timberland track. Maybe something like that. Maybe something crazy. Yeah. Timberland or something.
Yeah, I don't think you can go wrong with Timberland, no matter what. That's gonna be a hit, no matter what. You can just hum to it.
Right.
Yes.
All right, go ahead. You have.
So here, okay, listening to "Rock the Boat," I love it. That's my, new. When I find my new man, we're gonna play that song forever. Uh, he gonna be happy that you, made that song for me. I think I'm gonna claim it. But this was a question that came up earlier today. Me and Anthony talked about it, and it was so good that you had that song. That I listened to your song. So you was talking about how men should be, and I'm 100% on board with you. So let me ask you: have you ever, in your past, been in a relationship that was sexless? Like you didn't feel anything. Like with the rock the boat, it makes you turn the atmosphere into a sexy atmosphere. But have you ever been in that situation where you was in this relationship and it's just, it's sexless, like nothing? And if you have, what made you stay or what made you leave?
Okay, that's a good question. With me, like I said, Ben and I've been dealing with the same person. It has been times where we wasn't as intimate, sexless times, because the communication is off or something. Like, if you guys aren't intimate, it's something that's not bringing you guys together sexually wise. So the best way to get over it is literally talking it out, and then spending time with each other and finding that spark again. Now, if you do all of that and the spark just isn't there, maybe you need a little bit more time, or maybe they need their own space. But I'm a firm believer in good relationships, and sexless relationships, to me, they don't make sense, because if you're not going to make me happy or, please me, then it's not fair for you to keep me hostage to where somebody else can. So if you're going to be selfish, that means that we can't even deal with each other like that, because you're putting my feelings on the back burner.
I love it.
It's funny you say that, because I was me and Kim had been talking about this, and I guess a sexless relationship. I was telling her there's no way I could be in a sexless relationship. Now there is like situations like she was saying, maybe the man has ED or something like that. But I was thinking, okay, maybe in the beginning of the relationship he didn't have ED, and they had sex, and then towards the end, that happened, and then I get it, at that point, once you're together with your partner and and there's a situation, but then there's other things. There's fingers, there's tongue, there's always something. So I think that, I don't think there's a such of a sexless relationship unless there's like either cheating going on, or you guys are just not compatible anymore and you're basically trying to go your own way. That's the way I see it. I don't know. How do you see that? What do you think?
I agree. I agree 1,000% with that because, like you said, it's the difference between sexless, relationships or, intimacy, lacking intimacy or whatever. And like you said, there's other ways. If you having some problems as a man or as a woman, and maybe sex is uncomfortable, whatever your situation may be, like you said, there's other ways of pleasuring. But if this person ain't trying to figure out which other ways it is to pleasure you and make you happy, it's just not going to work. Because here we go again. You're putting your feelings on the back burner for somebody else. It's not fair to you, to be in that situation, no matter who it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What you got, Kim?
yeah, that is so true. And I guess, and how I was explaining it to Anthony, I've been a mom for so long, and I that's no excuse. But when I heard your song, it brings out that you want to have that intimacy, you want to try something new. I mean, it really brings that to the bedroom. And I was the type of person that I would mention stuff and it never gotten there. So once I made over 45, I was like, I guess I have to go through this and I have to accept this. But long as he care about me, long as he show me support, it's good. But maybe we'll try little things. But when listening to your song, it was like, wait a minute. No, I don't need to put myself. I want this to happen to me, and then what he
That's
wants
right.
to happen to him. So yeah,
Yeah, definitely. And like you said, no woman or man, because I've seen it on both spectrums. Sorry, we by the airplanes. It's an airplane literally like get away from me. I'm sorry.
okay.
But but no, just like you said, it's like I've seen it on both ends where either sex is being held out on the man behalf and sex is being held out on the woman behalf. Either way, it's not cool. So my thing is that if you need to have a partner that's on the same page as you sexually and everything, because you can't forget a lot of people try to pretend that relationships aren't a big piece of sex, but it's more than sex. It's called intimacy. I want to feel that you love me. I want to share this passion. I want to make both of us feel good, and then we continue on with life. So if you're lacking in that, you really, really got to pick it up to where both of you guys are happy. And then if you really feel like you want to hang around and let him catch up to you, it's toys out there, it's everything. Before you know, he's gonna be wondering like, well, dang, why you so happy? That's because I took care of myself. Because if you ain't, I'm gonna take care of myself, or somebody is. And if you ain't trying to go that route, where you want somebody else to take care of you, take care of yourself till he catch up. And if he don't catch up, y'all gotta have a serious conversation.
Yep, that is correct. Now, so I have one question that I like to ask everybody, and this is there such a thing as unconditional love?
Yes, yes, I think it is. Mm-hmm.
Now, what's your reason for saying yeah? And I'll give you my rebuttal.
Okay, my thing is, anytime we, like you said, unconditional. To me, everybody different. Everybody has a different definition of unconditional. Some people may feel if I get sick, that's unconditional. If I cheat on you, that's unconditional. To me, I think it depends on whatever couple it is and whatever lines y'all draw. But I've seen people go through the maximum of hurt, pain, sickness, and no matter what, they still were there. So to me, I think it just defines on what unconditional means to you individually.
Yeah, that's a real good answer because you stumped me. Because I was gonna say, I mean, I think depending on the relationship is how you kind of determine what unconditional is. Because, like you said, if
Right.
someone's sick, you taking care of them, that's unconditional because you're not trying to run away from the situation. You're trying to take care of them, But then there's the you know I don't want to take care of you. I want to leave. You're like a bother. I need to get away. It's conditional in the good times only. And not in the bad times. So I mean, that was a real good answer. Most people get kind of stumped. They start talking about, well, as long as I don't cheat, then it's unconditional, which is really not true. It's more to that.
Right.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, especially, people that can come back from something so traumatic. Because I heard, I love what I heard, with talking to I'm talking to different people. They said that, they knew this person was for them. They haven't had major issues. Then we talked to someone that been together, 27 years. They've been through the ups and downs and stuff, and they still together. And it does, excuse me, it does make you want to. I know now, me going into my next relationship, whenever that may be, I'm looking for that person that we can come together, we equally yoke on everything, because I can't come in hot and you cold, or you lukewarm. We both have to come in this hot and set some grounds. And I don't want you to be here just because sex, or just because it's a little free time for you. I want you to be equally yoked with me, and we looking for the same path on on the same road, going to the same direction. And yeah, because you see people and they say, "Oh, I love my husband," and then it's unconditional love, and then all of a sudden you hearing them say, "Oh my God, oh, he gets on my nerves. He done did this. I just want a divorce." What? Because the guy not talking to you today? He may be stressed out. Are you making it an atmosphere for him that is peaceful, or are you making it her, atmosphere fear be, loving, and I hear it on both sides, so it kind of make you want to say, I don't want a relationship, I want to be single because I've been through all this craziness. But I told myself I'm not going to curse myself anymore like that. I know what I'm starting to want, and I make sure that I even check those. And the unconditional love, me and Anthony talk about it all the time, that's number one. So if I'm out there and I lose a leg, or you still gonna be there, because I know I would. So I love that answer.
Thank
All right. And so, as an artist, where do you see yourself within the next, I say, foreseeable 5 years in the industry? Are you going to continue mixing the R&B with rap, or you're going to try to like maybe cross over to something to try to take it
um
international?
yeah, definitely. I'm actually down to do whatever genre is gonna sound good and to make me some money in. I can sing, I can write, so whether it's country music, whatever it is, I just plan on like shaking up the industry, and I really want to show that you can rap and sing. So I really want to just bring that perspective to like, like let's do it. Like I want to have the best shows where I sing a ballad and then bust out with some rapping, some hot shit with some ski man,
Yeah.
whatever. I just take it to another level, and gotta be, you gotta be different in this game. So I'm just looking to shake up the industry, hopefully win some prestigious awards, and take care of the community, get some property, line up stuff for generational wealth. That's pretty much what I plan on doing in the next 5 years.
Okay. Yeah, because in this industry, it's kind of saturated with artists, and if you don't have the new next, or you're not trying to mix within, genres, you kind of get stagnant, in the rap industry, because there's so many guys out there, and women out there, and like your songs, I'll be 100% honest. All the songs I heard, it was totally different than, a lot of people can kind of put you in that label of like Megan Thee Stallion. I don't know if you feel that way, but I mean, I didn't feel like you were that dirty, but I felt you were like at least raunchy enough to kind of put emotion into someone, and be like Kim is saying, it can go from workout music to actual, sex making music or
Mhm.
baby making music. I mean, so it kind of goes within it mixes with multiple people, and I feel that the way you're doing it, I want to congratulate you because it doesn't sound like everybody else. I think it's much better. You're going along the lines between not only genres, but you're going in between like different cultures, and trying to reach more people than just the mainstream things that people kind of stick to.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate that because, like you said, one thing I learned in the industry that I've been was taught to never get attached to one song. So, as a writer, I'm learning to where anybody can hear a song and they can want it. They can just want to buy it. You can just want to write for somebody, and then you never know what genre to hear. Like, hey, can you write me a song? So, you definitely have to be open minded and just know that you are a artist. Period. And just have the confidence to know that as long as it's a hot beat, you can perform on that beat to the best, that you can do. And, just to follow what you said, and there's a lot of pressure out here because I think what Big Gipp said that it's like 30,000 artists that come out a month. That's
Hmm.
saturation at its finest. But, one thing about it, the rap game, for one, it'll never be like, it'll change, but they respect lyrics and authenticity, excuse
Hmm.
me. And, you know what I'm saying? So, I think people can hear that in the music. And I just hope that everybody else hear exactly what you guys hear because that's the aim. I want to have my own lane. I don't listen to too many artists out here because I don't want to, like, I just want to have my own individuality. But, Megan Thee Stallion, I've been compared to her too. That's a good comparison because she writes and I like her album. I listened to a little bit of her album and stuff. So, it's just a good thing to hear that from you guys, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah, and it's funny you mentioned that because I've interviewed a few artists, and that's one thing I've noticed. They say they don't listen to other artists' music because they don't want to basically assimilate what they're hearing, because they're gonna hear the beat, they're gonna kind of sing the same, and that's what happened to some artists. They look for inspiration through other artists, and that's what tends to happen. They start to sound like that other artist, and that's a good thing. You don't want to listen to Megan Thee Stallion all day because then your songs are gonna pretty much continue in that path, and you may not think it when you're writing it, but unconsciously you're doing it because that's what's in your brain at that time, and that's how you're gonna write.
Yep, that's true. That's exactly why I don't. Like you said, I don't want to because great minds think alike too. I wrote stuff in some of these artists got similar bars or the same thing. So it's just out of respect for the craft. I just do you if it's a song on the radio that's popping, I fall on it. If it's hot, I fall on it. I'm the artist that'll dance to a Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, whatever little baby song because at the end of the day, if it's hot, it's hot.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
Yeah, now I like that you so authentic, to yourself. It sounds so, I mean, it's you. It doesn't sound like any other artist that I've heard. And I like that. And I was, while I was listening to your songs and I was like, man, she gonna sound good on some reggae, coming in there hot on a reggae song or even a country song. Cause your when you rapping, it's just it's different, and that what made me. I was over here just dancing while me and Anthony was listening to it, and I was like, just imagine everything you were saying in my head, and it was so good, and I'm like, I just want to hear you come out on a reggae song, just bust out rapping, and that's gonna be so beautiful.
Thank you. I've already been working on that years in the making. So that's funny you said. All I need is the beat.
All right. Yep.
Yes.
All right. Do you have any more questions, Kim?
No, I was, just keep it up. I love it. I'm gonna spread the word out here in Texas about you. Just you got a number one fan right here with me. So definitely, and definitely my sons are 32 and 29 years old. So they're gonna love it. I don't need no more grandkids, but they're gonna love that song.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Thank you.
All right, so Saysha, we really appreciate you coming on the show today. I know we had some issues and it took a little while, but we finally got it. I'm sorry it took a little bit.
Oh no, it's all good. I had a blast with you guys. Anytime you want, need to reach out to me, I'll reach out to you guys. We're locked in. I
Yes.
thank you for the opportunity. Everything can, follow me at Saysha Blanco, Badass Blanco on Instagram.
There you go.
They can.
We got you. Thank you, and we'll be following.
Okay, thank you guys so much.
And
All right,
you
you
have
have
a
a good
great
one.
one.
Yeah, thought I was gonna, I'm back in. Thought I was gonna, I'm back in. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they thought I was gonna, I'm back in. I don't fuck with nobody since back then. Sucking and dodging these fake friends. If you owe me, then run me my cash then. Cause I'm grinding like I'm on my last 10. These hoes be so garbage and trash cans.
I want you to ride. Yeah. I want you to ride. Work it.
It's Blanco, Blanco.
Change positions. I want you to ride. I want you to ride. I want you to ride. I want you to ride.
Wanna come over, baby?
There's a G's up. Bang a league got the sauce dripping.
Taking out the time, tonight we catch the vibe. I do what you want, don't wanna make you feel deprived. I'm finding it's a way, my Uber just arrived. I'm gon' get on top because you know I like to ride. Taking out the time, tonight we catch the vibe. I do what you want, don't wanna make you feel deprived. I'm finding it's a way, my Uber just arrived. I'm gon' get on top because you know I like to ride.
Thank you for checking out the show and the snippets I posted for Saysha Blanco. If you'd like to hear the full version, please visit her Spotify account. Thank you.